Let's review a little bit. Fractions are like your birthday cake before you blow out the candles, before you make any cuts in that and share it with your friends. I brought out my circles again to show you circles that have cuts in them. If we were to have this circle, there are no cuts at all, just like your birthday cake before you blow out the candles. So we would call this whole, and we would give it the number 1. It has one big giant piece. But when you take your shape and start to make equal cuts in them, we're going to count the number of pieces that make the whole. If I have this shape, 2 of these would make a whole. So I would say that there are 2 pieces in the whole, just as there was 1 piece in this one because there were no cuts in them. Now this shape, this circle, has 2 pieces, and they give it a fancy term for it. They call it halves. The green circle has 1, 2, 3 pieces to it. 3 pieces in the whole. The fancy name for that is thirds. The orange circle, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pieces in the whole thing. We call those fourths. The pink, let's start here at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes it's hard to count those smaller pieces, so sometimes I just leave my finger on it when I start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The fancy name for those pieces are eighths. And in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These purple ones are cut into 6 pieces. Those are called sixths. You can cut your cake or your shapes into lots of little tiny pieces. As you can see, as the numbers get bigger, the pieces get smaller. Here's the half. Those are pretty large. And here's the eighth. So the number of pieces is bigger in the whole thing, but the size of the piece gets smaller as the numbers get bigger. If you had a lot of cousins, maybe you would have to cut your cake into 35 pieces. Those would be called 35ths. The number of pieces the number of cuts in the shape determine the bottom number of the fraction. But the size of the piece have to be the same.